What's the haps? I'm John, aka Meroka, and welcome to Spiel, where this is not a mission. We are not doing a mission. We've got too much to learn about sprites this time, and I want to learn about sprites. So, there's been a couple of bug fix patches and additions and tweaks and things since the update went live. Most of them come out in the last 24 hours. There's one of them, that's it. It's a food alchemy machine. There is one in the lab, which I did have a chance to play with earlier this morning, briefly, very briefly. I haven't properly had a chance to play with anything spritey yet. So I guess I've got a bunch of different foods for things, different tiers, got power stones and the like. What else we got? Divine motes. These are what my guy eats. My guy eats divine motes at the moment. There's power motes, which I presume are dracons, and shadow motes, which are for your whatchamajiggers, you know, masquerades. That's the things. So, and yeah, oh here we go. On the left-hand side, we got all the different foods. So at some point they're going to start eating dusts, then stones, then orbs, then stars. And I imagine they get pretty expensive. What do they cost to make? They cost 25 luminite. Is that all? Oh no, down here. Need 2 5-star materials. They've also just tweaked the UI like 2 minutes ago. Server's just restarted. Previously this UI was really confusing, and I've accidentally ended up crafting 2 of my power motes because it was like the default thing. It said to make a divine mote you must craft power motes. I was like, what? This is weird. How does this work? But I did it anyway, and then realized that you can actually just click to change it out. So in this case, it wants 2 5-star materials, and you can just use anything. I mean, I got a ton of flame souls, so I could just make flame souls. I gather most of this stuff is selling for a lot at the minute, so right now it's kind of up in the air as to, do you want to level your sprite along with everybody else and have a high level sprite? Because there's a lot of these that got, like, I'm seeing a lot of what looks like tier 2 sprites around the place, if they're not even tier 3. And I still got my tier 1 sprite, and he needs leveling up. So yeah, we got those, could make those. What I need to make is divine motes, which require 1-star materials, 2 of, and 5 luminites. Which is, where are we? Not sharp fangs. Well, we've got something better than sharp fangs somewhere, haven't we? I know I have. Where are they? I got lots of sharp fangs, but somewhere I've got bronze bolts are a good option. Am I blind? There we are, scrap metal. Yeah, they're probably the best option. So 5 luminite, 2 of my 822 scrap metal, and 10 crowns. Makes food for days for my little guy. Fine mote. And then you just need to... Whoa! Son of a... What did that just make it out of? Did I just use my... I used my... That was supposed to have been patched! The patch notes just said it won't take food items and make more food out of them. It's just taken my shadow mode and made it into divine food. That bug fix didn't work. 3 rings, fix your game. Oh man. I wish it would just remember what you told it to use, which in this case is scrap metal, so I don't have to click on scrap metal every time. Oh my god. See, now it's gone back to sharp fangs. I don't want to use sharp fangs. Sharp fangs are rare. Ugh. And scrap metal. Bleh. I know not. Anyway, let's see how my little guy's doing. He's under one of these in face things somewhere. Here he is. Oh, he's hungry. He's got an appetite bar, which means he eats lots of stuff, which is good because I got food to feed him. Not the divine stones. Where are we? Somewhere down the bottom. I've got. Oh, there are too many items in the game these days. It's craziness. So there we go. His heat's gone up a bit, and his appetite's gone down. He's totally hungry. This is it's taken him about 12 hours to complete. It's been 12 hours since I last played, and he's completely filled his appetite bar. So he does get hungry pretty quick. Growing little guy. Oh, there we go. Leveled up. New perk acquired. Strike shield, which just automatically goes in there, which increases normal defense. Coolio. Alright, but I need to feed him one more, and that will... Oh, interesting. When he leveled up from level 1 to 2, I had to feed him a thing to make him level up. This time he just automatically did it. Is this intentional, or a quirk of the way things work? Tell you what, this guy hasn't got a name yet. I do need to name him. Where is he? He's under here somewhere. He comes under Battle Sprites right at the top. So thanks. Rename. Thank you to... I think it was Gnomesa that pointed that one out to me. I didn't know that. I probably wouldn't have found it. So his name was Pixel, which I think is appropriate for a virtual cat, to be quite honest with you. Yay, Pixel. Oh, his wings are the same colour as my hat as well. Oh, that's cool. We're colour coordinated. Yeah! Woo! Cute little thing. So he's Pixel. I look forward to collecting many, many more cats. Or possibly just Pokemon. Oh, if they make more cats, I can become a crazy cat knight. I want to become a crazy cat knight. So, no, I don't want to trade. Go away, person, because I've never met before. So do I need more of these? Where is it? It's not unusable. It's too much stuff, too much stuff. So where was it? It was way down here. Oh man, scrap metal, there it is. And craft. See, now I didn't want it to do that. I didn't want it to go to the top where the scrap metal wasn't. Silly interface. And I need to pick out the thing. How many do I actually have at the moment? 4. I've probably got enough to feed him actually, but let's make a couple more. I want to level him up a little bit. I mean, this is a tedious, grindy thing, really, if you want to just level him up loads. But I suppose then I can't level him up loads, just on the basis that he has an appetite, and I need to go do dungeon runs to make him hungry and stuffs. But I'll feed him what I can, and sell the remainder. I think most people have probably got the cats because the cost of the food's actually quite high on the auction house at the moment. And that's me out of Luminite. Oh, I cannot make any more motes. That's not good news. I'm going to have to start hoarding Luminite. Which is good because I always do. Anyway, let's go feed him some more. He can eat 3 more. Oh, look at him. Look at those little eyes. So cute. Where is it? Divine Mote. Eat, little guy. Still hungry. Who's a growing kitty cat? Yes, you are. Cool, right, so that's as much feeding as I'm going to get done for the moment. Let's have a quick look at the 4G stuff, because I never did figure that one out. So, the old cat eye mask at level 9, Shining Fire Crystal available, Shining Fire Crystal 45 available, and then, I don't know what this means, 20% chance of forge success, helmet power increase, add more crystals to unlock chances. It's not quite clear how that works, I'm going to be honest. Requires, and it says apply crystals and times 23. What happens if I times 23? I don't get what's happening here. I honestly don't. What am I applying here? The numbers don't change, everything just flickers. And then the medium and large swirls don't work? Do I need to... I really don't know how this works now. I suppose I should probably deny this trade request and maybe... Where is it? No thanks. And maybe run a mission and see how the heat works there? I don't know. I'm not sure how to deal with that. Anyway, the fact of the matter is I did have other stuff I wanted to talk about. I did want to actually... This wasn't just a talk about the patch thing. As much as there is still stuff to see in the patch. I kind of also... I wanted to bring it up to speed with what I've been so weird about for the last 2 weeks. Which is... I have a new job. I got out of the job that I've been whinging about for months and months and months and months and months. And hooray! Oh, can I get a slash cheer? I can't get a slash cheer. Woo! Yeah! So I now work for Team 17. And I hope you know who Team 17 are. Team 17 are the guys who make the Worms games. And that's freaking awesome. I've somehow, in the space of like less than a week, jumped from a job I hate to an utterly amazing job in the games industry, which I've dreamt about since I was like a kid. And I don't know how that's happened. That's why I've been so weird, because this has been such a freaking whirlwind of a week. Because I applied to interview, and they got back to me within like a day, and then I didn't get the email for like 3 days because spam folder and all that. And then they were like, "Oh well, can you come to interview later this week?" So I had to take days off work at short notice, prepare for an interview. Went to interview, and then less than a week later, they're like, "Oh, can you start?" I was like, "Well, I better talk to my boss, find out how quickly I can start." And then he was like, "Oh well, you can leave this Friday if you like." And I was like, "This Friday? That's crazy short notice." I was like, "Isn't it supposed to be a month?" Oh, well, that much of a valued employee, I suppose. Yeah, you know. I don't know why they let me go, and yeah, Team 17 were just as surprised that they let me go that quick, but here we are. Now, that means dramatic changes to my life, and that probably will affect the channel, I suspect. So let's go find a mission, shall we, and see what we can do. Let's just grab Machine Shop 13. I don't know how far I'm going to play through it. Let's fancy smashing up some stuff and shooting things with kitty cat lasers, you know? That seems like a plan. And it's also free to do. It's not going to cost me any energy because of the new patch and all that jazz. So, yeah, I am now in PR and marketing for Team 17, which is kind of a weird place to be because it's the exact sort of people I normally talk to in my role as the press working for Button Mash, because Button Mash is some sort of pseudo press kind of thing. I occasionally do reviews and people give me things to review, so I guess that counts me as press to a certain extent. And all of a sudden I'm now working for the people that I would normally be trying to wangle copies of games out of and then doing their press coverage for them. Now I'm the one who's kind of got to contact the press and say, "Hey, do you want to write a review about our game?" And then I hope they give us a good review. This is a weird perspective to be in. On top of that, I've got a really long commute on a morning and evening because I need to figure out a better way of doing it, but it's about an hour and a half, which means I've got far less time to actually work on stuff that I want to in my free time. Working in the old sales office, I had about a 10-minute commute every day, there and back, and I could go home on my lunch break, and it was like no big deal at all. So yeah, that's a bit of a change. I've got far less time to actually work on stuff. When this patch dropped on Tuesday evening instead of the usual Wednesday evening, because why not? I'd got home from work later than I normally would have on a Tuesday night. Of course, the game was, well, the game servers were down at that point, and then the patch took like another 2-3 hours before it actually went live. So it was. I didn't get a chance to record Spiel for Wednesday like I normally would, which is why there was no Spiel on Wednesday, and you're now getting something of that ilk on a Friday instead. And instead of that, yeah, it ended up getting to midnight, and I was like, well, I can't record a video now, so instead just sort of left it and did it on Wednesday evening. So basically, you're getting the same amount of content this week. The difference is, basically, one video went up 11 hours late. And to be fair, if you take into account the fact that video itself was an hour and 10 minutes long, you're actually getting like the equivalent of an extra video's worth of content this week. So go you! Aren't you doing good this week? Whoa! Don't you stab me like that. It's okay, because I've got an emergency revive. Oh, I've just realised what that icon under my name is. I think that's the emergency revive, isn't it? I think that denotes the fact that I still have one free revive to my name to use in case of emergency. Which, and y'all know me, is very likely to come up. So let's go have a look. I can see the exit down there, so let's go have a look-see this way. So yeah, I now know more than I've ever cared to know in my life about the Worms games. I mean, I'm not saying that in a bad way. I mean, I love the Worms games, but it's just I now know more than I ever thought there was to know about Worms. And most of it I probably am not in any kind of liberty to talk to you about. So don't ask me. I can't tell you anything. I've no idea what I am and aren't allowed to talk about, so I'm just going to assume I can't talk about it. If you want to ask me things, though, feel free to drop by the Worms Clan Wars Community Hub, because I'm going to be hanging out there most days, because that's kind of my job now, is keeping control of the rowdy rabble there. Some people get very passionate about Worms games. I'll be honest about that. Some people really like their Worms Armageddon. I can't fault them on that. Worms Armageddon was a very solid game, but you know, time goes on. People make new games. Yeah. I mean, if we just re-released Worms Armageddon, you wouldn't be happy because we'd just be releasing the same game, and there'd be no point in buying it. It'd be like Call of Duty. Oddly enough, that is a comparison people have been making. It's like, oh, you're just like Call of Duty, releasing the same game year after year after year after year after year. It's like, it's not the same game. We're better than Call of Duty. Call of Duty is the same game. And so, yeah, my job is setting the record straight on that one. Instantly, Worms Clan Wars, that's looking really good. Just as a personal observation, not speaking as press or as company at this point, just a personal thing. That's really good. I'm definitely going to try and get some out on my channel, just because that's actually looking like a really great game. I hadn't really been on my radar too much. I guess I was kind of aware of its existence, but beyond that, not much about it before I started the Team 17 thing, and now I know a lot about it, and it's great. I'm liking that a lot. So yeah, Worms Clan Wars, coming soon to Button Mash channel, I think, hopefully. Yay! Cat's Eye Mask is now properly, totally maxed out and totally cool and good. So let's go down to munition storage and try and level it up, I guess. Because that's something you can do at the what you call it, the big chest full of junk that opens up at the start of levels. I'm sure it's got a name. What's it called? Tell me what it's called. So it's called the... Nope, doesn't tell me. It's called the loadout thingy. So, okay, Forge. This is the same. This is actually the same interface I had before. That's still maxed out. Although it was, to be fair, I don't think that was quite maxed out before. Now it's definitely maxed out, but the interface actually hasn't changed. So a 20% chance of what, leveling it up to level 10? I don't like the idea of it being only a 20% chance of leveling it up to level 10, because that means heating stuff is going to take ages. Forging! Oh, forging failed. Okay. Yeah, and now I need more fire crystals to try again. Wait, insufficient crystals to forge this item? What? What do you mean insufficient crystals? I have 22. What? I have 22 shining fire. Eh? 22 shining fire crystals. Is that not enough? Where's my? It's under rarity, isn't it? Fire crystals. I've got radiant ones. I've got shining ones. It's a 4-star item, so it uses shining ones, of course, right? Makes sense. But why can't I apply them? I've got 20. How many does it need? Add more fire crystals to increase chance of forge success. Right, let's... I bet they sell them in here, so let's have a look under that. So I could get 50 of them for 350, not CE, just energy. What? I feel slightly cheated. I don't like this forging thing. It means stuff doesn't work where it used to work. That's not very good. Yes, meow indeed, Pixel. Come on, Pixel, we don't need this anyway. That means I don't even need to wear that. I don't actually need to wear that helmet. That means I can actually go back to wearing proper armor. What are we fighting here? Constructs? Yes. That needs heating up, actually. Yeah. Where's it? Where's my person? I want to apply this to my person. Equipment. Snobby hat. Snobby hat needs heating. Can I equip Snobby hat? No, I can't because I stepped off the bleeding platform. Jeez. Okay. Right. Snobby hat. Cripper's helmet. Cool. So Shadow and Elemental. Go on the go here. Good. And then any heat I get will now apply to the Snobby hat, which I've owned that for quite a while and not heated it up. So yeah. About time that got done. No, I'm frozen. I'm not wearing my skull though. Even though it looks like I'm wearing skull, I'm not wearing my skull though. So maybe I should have worn skull just for the freeze resistance. Nah, I ain't gonna get frozen too much. Be right. This is the more or less the wrong gear, isn't it, for this floor? I think. There's a lot of gremlins, and oh yeah, my dude. My dude ain't got the make them drop more hearts thing, but I can make him do that. Ah! Laser. I'm firing my laser. Wait, did he just punch so hard that he kind of flew behind me? I think he did. So yeah, as I was saying, yeah, Team 17, big commutes means I don't have a lot of time on an evening. I don't have nearly as much free time as I used to have on an evening. I mean, I much prefer my job. I very, very much prefer doing this job to my old job. So I very much appreciate going to work there. At least I don't come home on an evening going, I hate this, or I'm doing it. So that's something. But at the same time, now when I get home on an evening and I have to make videos, and I do have to make videos at work, that is one of the things I'm doing. If you see promotional videos around Team 17, there's a not unreasonable chance that was me that's made it. If you see them on like the Steam community and stuff, the Clan Wars trailer, I ain't mine, but there's some stuff going up over the next couple of days. It'll be mine. That's my hand in that. And then I'm coming home and recording more gameplay and editing it together again, and I'm just going from capturing game video and editing it to coming home to capture game video and editing it, and I can see that growing really thin really quickly, wearing really thin. It's like I'm basically coming home from my job to do the same job all evening, and I don't know if I'm going to want to keep that up actually. So I'm basically doing two of the same job, one for work and one for no compensation other than your appreciation, which is a nice compensation, but whether it can make it all worthwhile or not worth all the long hours and hard work, sorry, probably not. I think I'm just going to get sick of it. And then I won't be enjoying making it, and then you won't watch my videos because my videos will suck. So, watch this space. I certainly think if I could do something about my commute, if I could figure out a way where it didn't take me an hour and a half every day to get to, and then an hour and a half to get from work. If that wasn't the case, I'd have a bit more free time. I'd have an extra 3 hours a day to do what I do, which is chillax and play video games as well as making video games. I think I might just be able to juggle it, but the commute's just killer. It really is. I mean, I've got sort of flexible hours working there, but if I turn up at the latest at which I can possibly turn up, I still have to leave the house for leave the house at 8 o'clock. So yeah, and then that means I'm coming out of work late because I turned up late. I gotta work late, and then that means I got even less free time on an evening to make videos and chill. So I don't know how well I will cope with this in the long run. My old job at least had the perks of I had plenty of free time to myself to do my thing. Even if I chose to fill most of that with a job of some sort. Meh, I don't know. Here we go, battle pod time. killed battle pods in one hit before. Admittedly, they were tier 1 battle pods, but nonetheless, let's see how this goes. Looking back at that video, that boss that I one-shotted, there were a lot of bombs bouncing around that arena, and I'm wondering if it might have been them exploding that's sort of... that might have been what actually, you know, tipped over the edge and killed it. Hey, wait, you came back? They come back. Oh, that's on a lamp. It's not on a respawn thing. Shouldn't be doing that. Ah, I dashed and failed at dashing. I should probably heal. Again, yeah, dashing. Thing I need to get in a habit of. I feel like sort of around here where there's bullets shooting at things, you go, whoo! Seems like a useful thing to be able to do. Just need to remember that it's a thing I have the ability to do. Okay, and pow! Okay. Oh, it's got a health meter, so I've got a good idea of actually how many hits it's going to take. That's cool. Of course it's got a health meter. Mobs have had health meters for ages. It's just never kind of dawned on me that a battle pod might. So battle pods, there's always that tedious thing of how many more hits have I got to land on this bloody thing. Yeah. Come on. Yep, it's going to go. Yep, yes it is. Yes, and you're down, sir. And so are you. And you're all dropping hearts I can't pick up. Stop doing that. It's really obnoxious. And that's that. Let's see how the heat goes on the Sprites. And oh, so let's see what his appetite's like. It's been a bit of a fight. He's worked up a bit of an appetite. Yeah, he's got 2 appetites. Cool. Means he can eat 2 more things. So, you know, it wouldn't take that much content just to keep leveling up sprites, and I guess a lot of people are sort of burning their way through the sprite content, whereas me, I've just got my little level 3. I'm gonna be playing a lot more of this in my spare time. Actually, I think I'm probably gonna be playing more of this evening just to try and get the little guys level up. Oh, look at him, he's so cute, but he needs to be a full-grown Mew, really. That much he does. There, Pixel, there, his name's on there. Doesn't get much heat out of that though. It doesn't get much at all. So yeah, I'm guessing food is the main way forward, because unless you're like grinding shadow layers for heat or something crazy. I suppose I got some heat amps. I could use some heat amps. It's now free to play, which means heat amps are, I say free to play, it's always been free to play, but now it's properly free to play. And I've got some heat amps lying around. And the fact that there's no cap on how much you can play kind of makes the heat amp more valuable. So I could just sit and play all evening, every evening, with my heat amp on. You get tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of heat, and just level up pixel loads, and be no big thing. So why does that not work? Well, I don't know. Can't. Which is a mystery. So let's feed him some more, see if we can level him up. He's almost leveled up. Yeah, I must be able to feed him. Come on, feeding time. Nom 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 nom. Where's my Meow Mix? Meow Mix! Eat Sprite. Yay, he's leveled up. See, this time now he needs to actually be fed to level him up. Ta-da! Skill point acquired. I should be spending some of these skill points. How do I do that? Do I click on him? No. Do I click on that? No, that's perks. Harness? No, that's harnesses. Skill. Oh, there we go. Just go straight into the skills. Of course it does. So I has 1 more skill point. And I would like the cooldown down, but I would also like it to be useful. So let's magnify him. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. So that's been a bit of an all over the place spiel, a bit of sprites, a bit of new content, and a bit of new jobbiness. So thanks for bearing with me and understanding why I've been a bit weird for the last 2 weeks. And we'll see how the channel goes from here, because obviously this is the start of a new format in which I'm going to do less games, more content on said games, because you're obviously getting 2 Spiral Nights and 2 Cube Worlds this week. Check that out. So we'll see how this goes and how long I can possibly sustain it for. Hopefully for a while, but I might need to move nearer to work or something, and or learn to drive. One of the two. I mean, motorbike seems like a cheap option that I could do, but it's also probably a good way to get myself killed, so that's one to think about. Anyway, that's enough from me. Thank you very much for watching. I don't have a sword, so I can't do my sign-off properly. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Meroka. I'll see you next time.